Hi guys, my name is Heather Owens. I am a graphic designer living in Dallas, Texas, and I would love to be considered for your Disney Plus dream job. I think pretty much just about anybody who's submitting a video would say that getting paid to watch Disney movies and give honest reviews is the American dream. As you can see, I am in my Sally costume. It is Halloween night, and The Nightmare Before Christmas is up there on one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Right up there with Lion King and A Beauty and the Beast. I know on y'all's website you said that reviewing your favorite movie would be ideal for this video upload, but I personally don't think that that would show the type of reviews that I can give, because I personally think reviews are both good and bad. But if a movie is your favorite movie, you don't really have a lot of bad things to say about it. So, just a quick recap. The Nightmare Before Christmas, the stop motion animation alone is phenomenal. It's unfortunately becoming a lost art. The whole world of Halloween Town and the characters and the songs are just so iconic, so unbelievably well done. Tim Burton is just an amazing director. He could put his name on a trash can and I would love it because it's Tim Burton. Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Alice in Wonderland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he did all the Batman movies too. He's just an amazing director. He can do no wrong. But that's one of my reasons why I loved The Nightmare Before Christmas. Lion King is a given. It's a Disney classic. Same thing with Beauty and the Beast. The live action remakes of those have been spectacularly phenomenal. The costume and set design in Beauty and the Beast was just absolutely stunning. It was breathtakingly well done. Such like on a whole nother level that the animated one did not really focus on a whole lot. Lion King, it was almost a shot for shot remake, and which I thoroughly enjoyed. Just watching that first Circle of Life, and seeing the ants crawling across on the stick and then focusing in on the zebras in the background. It was a shot for shot of the animated ones, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. One of my most favorite parts was whenever Timon and Pumbaa were distracting the hyenas while Nala and Simba were heading to Pride Rock. And instead of singing the Aloha song, like in the animated one, they sang Be Our Guest from Beauty and the Beast. That was combining two of my most favorite Disney movies. So I was just thoroughly entertained, and just, I can't remember the last time I laughed so hard at a movie. It was The Lion King. You knew what was going to happen. You knew the storyline. You knew what songs were about to come on. You knew what battle scene was about to happen. But for me to sit there and all of a sudden just see Timon come into the shot and say, "Bonjour, mademoiselle," it's caught me so off guard. It was so unbelievably well done. Whoever thought of that deserves a raise, because that was pure genius. Aladdin was really well done. Still just a pure fan of Robin Williams. I'm such an unbelievable fan of his. It was absolutely heartbreaking whenever he passed. But it was just, Robin Williams leaves too big of shoes to fill, even for the great Will Smith. Will Smith is very funny, don't get me wrong. He is an amazing person, an amazing actor. I love his movies. But it was just, it didn't meet it. I had high expectations because of Robin Williams, and it just didn't meet it as much as I wanted it to. I really did want it to. I really did. But I think the songs especially got to me because Robin Williams was so well known for his different voices. That was his voice. It was his raw voice. It was his, own take on his role, and he was so good at doing that and so good at coming up with his own script. And I think that's what made Genie, the role of Genie, what it was, is because of Robin Williams. He made that role. But it's something that nobody else can do. Nobody else really has that type of comedy. Will Smith is very funny, but it's not the same type of comedy as Robin Williams. And so you just kind of, you have an instant, comparison going on in your brain. Like, oh, Robin Williams had, different types of voice going on in this song, and Will Smith didn't really have that type of connections. It seemed a little bit more auto-tuned, in my opinion. But Jasmine was really good. I really enjoyed Jasmine finding her independence and finding her voice, and finally getting her own song. Like, that was a long time coming. It was really good, and I think a lot of the younger generation is really gonna love that movie. But like I said, if I had an itch to watch Aladdin, it would be the animated one. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, very good. Really enjoyed that. Angelina Jolie can do no wrong. She was just a perfect role for that. For them to get the cast in the first Maleficent and to have so many years in between was very, like, that was the right thing to do. It was very good to see that happening. Same thing with what they did with Star Wars in between, whenever The Force Awakens, whenever Han Solo and Chewie come into the Millennium Falcon, and Han Solo's, Chewie, we're home. It's such an icon. That's going to go down in history, in movie history, as far as the amount of years in between the movies. And for them to get the exact cast back is just, that's what makes a great movie. And I think that's what also appeals to more generations. Maleficent, there wasn't as many years as Star Wars in between the movies, but there was still several years. And I mean, they did the same thing with Finding Dory. That was a long span in between the two movies. But only somewhat thing that I could say about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, is that it was very predictable, in my opinion. I predicted it from the very first trailer, whenever she was being portrayed as evil, and Aurora looking at her and saying, "This isn't you." I predicted it. It's like, no, she's not going to be evil. It's going to be this new character, this new person that came in that we did not develop a relationship with. It's going to be the mother-in-law. She's going to turn everybody against Maleficent. And, I kind of I saw that coming. But I mean, it was still thoroughly enjoyable. It still kept my attention. Toy Story 4, I got a bone to pick with that one. You guys watching are probably just like, oh my gosh, another one. We freaking get it. We need to make a Toy Story 5. But for someone who grew up on Toy Story was the first Pixar movie, and followed by many, many amazing more. Bugs Life, WALL-E, Inside Out, Up, Coco was amazing, Incredibles. Pixar is just amazing. They're doing everything right, but they missed their mark on Toy Story 4. For someone who developed a relationship with Woody for so many years, and for him to go on and on about staying together and being there for your kid, and then just in the fourth one being like, hey guys, I'm going to go over here with Bo Peep. I'm going to see you guys later. It just didn't seem fitting to his character. It seemed very, very out of character for him, against his own morals. And then for Bo Peep, such an insignificant character in the first 3 movies. She never went on one adventure. And then in the third one, Disney didn't even bother explaining what happened to her, because she was just so insignificant. She didn't really matter to the storyline. So they were right to, oh, Bo, yeah, she left, even Bo, in the third one, because as a viewer, you're like, okay, Bo, she's gone. Like, we don't have to, she's not part of this storyline. She's not part of this, world of Toy Story anymore. So you automatically just get her out of your mind. And to go from that to having her being one of the reasons that Woody leaves his friends and kids there just wasn't enough time. We had one movie to develop a relationship with Bo Peep, and it had all these other characters involved with it. So we didn't get that one-on-one with her and Woody that we wanted to. We didn't get that one-on-one with Woody and Buzz that we wanted to. Buzz is saying goodbye to Woody and hello to Bo. It didn't have that one-on-one connection that would have made us upset. It would have made us like tug at the heartstrings a little bit and, be upset that this is happening. But Buzz was off looking for his own inner voice the whole movie. He was hardly even part of it. So to go from that to being like to infinity and beyond, it just didn't really tug at the heartstrings as much as I wanted it to. I personally think that Toy Story 4 would have been a really good prequel rather than a sequel, because there was like between Toy Story 2 and 3, there's like 10 years of Andy's life that we never got to see. So the whole story that happened in Toy Story 4 of them going to the carnival and, maybe finding Bo Peep, that could have happened, but with Andy. And I think adding Bonnie into this, she was portrayed as a bad guy in this fourth one, because to go from Toy Story 3, whenever she was so in love with Woody. I mean, she looked in that box, my cowboy, and Andy just handed him off to her. And there was such a connection between her and Woody. To go from that to her treating him like actual garbage in the fourth one, it was unsettling for us as viewers, because you just want to no, you love him. Why are you treating him this way? And so for that, and Bo Peep being back, that being the reason that Woody leaves, it didn't mesh well. It didn't sound right to me. It didn't fit the characters. It was too much, I think, in my opinion. It could have been done rather better if it was a prequel rather than a sequel. But that's just my opinion. So I hope that this, gave a little bit of a better insight as to how I view movies, how I interpret movies, and will give you a good reason to pick me as a candidate to review Disney Plus coming out, which I am really excited about. I'm gonna get it first day, and oh my gosh, Lady and the Tramp. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right. You guys have a happy Halloween. Bye.